Hey guys, Chris from Chris's house here. Look what we got here. Now, this is an interesting story, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a story, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. One of our customers, Jake, really cool guy, sends us a lot of guys, so I really appreciate the referrals. Interestingly enough, what happened here, the first run, decided to go and rugged. And when I say rugged, I mean, let's go through a swamp. Jake, I'm not throwing you on the bus. I could never do that to my rigs, but everybody's different. It doesn't, send it,
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
So what happened is water got into the waterproof receiver box. And guess what? This is why we tell everybody to keep it out of the goddamn water. Just friggin' don't do it. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
So, now that I've yelled at you sufficiently, I'm going to yell at you more. I know it. Water got in here, took out the receiver, which nuked the speed control. There was no speed control here. So, now the speed control was looked after under some warranty, which was good. Here's the problem. I don't want you to think I'm bagging on anyone here. Kind of, sort of. But, our supplier for Traxxas is, they're cool guys. They're still finding their way, and they're doing a good job, and they're really putting their best foot forward, but good things take time. So anyways, they got us a credit on it, and we're going to apply that credit to this dynamite system. And the reason we're doing that is we don't really want to put in factory electronics. And anybody who has these trucks understands that it can be a pain in the butt. So Traxxas knows how to make a good motor, but servos and ESCs and receivers, I don't know. They just can't quite figure it out. But, we got lots of guys who have these and we never see them for any electronics, right? So when you're sending this thing on 8S, that's it. So we're going to do a little time-lapsey lapse. And you know what? This is a bit of bad luck here, too. So, this is kind of an extreme case, but we wanted to kind of document it, show you, see what's up. So the big thing, what we're going to do first is we're actually going to take the wheels off. Now, we use our trusty little Makita, put it in there and a little bit of, okay. Would you look at it? Look at it.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah. We're going to, got it off, okay? I like taking the wheels off on these, especially when you put electronics in. This is just a little PSA. This is one of those things. It's kind of like when you take your wheels off, it's kind of like, okay, here's another joke for you guys who like your Kraggers and, we're talking about 80s theme stuff, okay? Remember the Haynes manual would get you open it up in the first, you'd be like, oh, I want to replace the windshield wipers. You're like, okay, maybe you want to look it up. You didn't know how. The first thing they would say is, disconnect the battery. It's like, oh, come on. You got to disconnect the battery. But what I do recommend when you're working on RC cars, especially anything four-wheel drive and especially anything big like this, is take your wheels off, okay? Because when you're testing, if the thing takes off, I've got hurt a couple of times. When I say hurt, I mean usually just emotionally. Runs up my arm, makes me look like a friggin' noob versus knob, and people are like, hey, you're an idiot. And I'm like, yeah, it's good. So we've all done it. We've all come in with the burn mark of shame. We have like a friggin' rash mark. And someone's like, oh, did you fall off your bike? No, I had an RC car do that. And you explain to them, they're like, you're a hooker. And I'm like, okay, right, So let's take the wheels off, do a little time-lapsey laps, and let's get some electronics tested out, and let's get Jake fixed up. I took the covers off the adhesive tape. I was going to stick this down. I'm like, wait, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just check this out, okay? So I put these brand new EC5 connectors on here, and this is why we like to have the batteries off the vehicle, the wheels off the vehicles. So we have steering. This is good. Now, do we have... Yes!
Deadly.
This is the... Woohoo! Good. Let's turn this friggin' thing off. I like doing this stuff live with you because, I don't know if it's going to work either. It should work. Sometimes we're doing these repairs And all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, you need a new servo. Have fun sending that back and take care of that. And then the friggin' fan on the motor's blown up and the motor's seized up. And there's like, and there's nothing to do with Traxxas or nothing to do with an X-Max. It's just, this is what happens. And other brands are doing it a little different. And Traxxas did look after it, which was great. So what we're going to do is we'll do some more time-lapse. We'll button her up. And that's it. And as you can see with the time-lapse, I had to actually take off the, there's like little tabs on these fuse speed controls. And I zipped them off. And what I use for that is a little cut-off disc. It's good. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. I had to do it on my own. So we just use this little Dremel stylus. They got all kinds of different ones out there. You can use a wired one. It doesn't really matter. So we use this, and that just cuts off those tabs. You can also use a sharp pair of pliers too, but I don't know. I always like using that. So I have to run the wire into the receiver box, get this thing buttoned up, and we should be good to go. That's it. You know, I don't think I need to do any more wrap-up videos. You know, like we changed over. I really like the EC5, IC5 style connector. They're good. This is a lot of length. Like, this is pretty generous. And if Jake wants us to switch it back to Traxxas, we're not going to do that. So we're going to leave higher current flow connectors on there. And they're a better connector, you know, for several reasons. So... And, you know, we're going to get this snaked in there, tucked in, and we're going to have another happy customer. So that's it. We don't need to really load test it. If it's working on the bench 99.9% of the time, especially with a new speed control, we're good to go. So that's it. I know it's a little short one. We really appreciate your patience, Jake, and thanks for watching, guys. You know, and if you have questions on different electronics, you know, we're always going to give you our opinion, you know, whatever. But let us know. We're here to help. Thanks, guys.